rolling. Alright, so we'll get back to the relationship thing in just a minute. But first, check it out. I want to do some. I don't know if I did this one yet, but I broke this down yet. Because like I said, man, I already having problems with this damn laptop the way I record some shit, and then when I go to upload it to YouTube, the shit won't let me upload, and it just disappear off the fucking screen, out the computer and shit. And so I don't know if this one got into one of the settings, but I'm gonna break this down though, and it's relevant. And I don't think I did, so I'm for sure gonna do this right here. But it's all relevant, trust me. And it relates to fuck that dictionary. It relates to the whole diet thing. Let's see. Let me not waste that time. All right, so but it relates to it's relevant. And this could very well be the difference, or keep you from wigging out and making a mistake based off of anger. But let's go over it again, because we're going into we you know, we still got a little. It got a little chilly, motherfucking last night. So we still got a little that chilliness out there. But we're going into the springtime. You know, between March and June. You know, June is when it started the alert go up. You know, that whether that between May and June or whether it be kind of warm and shit, still kind of cool. And when we get into that summer, we know shit gets heated. What niggas say when they get mad? I'm hot, angry. It's all relevant. Like I said, y'all remember, anger, ANGEL, angels are angels are white. So back and hold it real quick. One more time. So anger is just light. Light comes from the sun, heat. The L and the R is interchangeable, so you put the R right there. Angels, angles, ANGLE. Just the reversion of the words or whatever, because the light hits the earth from different angles. One time, ankle. So a little recap. Ankles. Tape for this, yeah, but you know, these are the four corners of the world, the four angles that the light hit. The ankles, the shoe, 1, 2. Shoe is the whirlwind. This is wind. Shoe means air or wind. When this and speaking about evil, if you want to speak about evil as bad or in a bad sense or a negative sense, it would be this, eval. This up here, eval means pre-star or before the star or before the light. One extreme is worse than the other one. Too much darkness you can't see. Too much light is blinded too. You won't be able to see too much light either. It's the sight is basically and I can't see. I just my neo shit, but sight is a perfect vision is a combination of light and darkness mingling together, or certain degrees or whatever. But too much of one, too much of both can be blinded or whatever. So this would be evil in the sense of bad before the star raises up and brings the light. The evil before the star, because it's straight darkness, complete darkness. So before the star or before light comes, it's straight darkness or whatever. So that's one thing. That's why evil. When you think about evil, so it can be used in the sense of, or you can look at it as before the star rose, or you can look at it as this right here, because the whole thing would be evil because it would be before the light came in to create the physical world. So that's one thing. Then you got the different angles, it all. That's why they all sound alike, because it's the same shit. The angle, the light, the angels or angles of angels that can possibly cause anger if you're dehydrated or you don't have enough water in your system. That's why it's called the drowning the APAP. When all this goes up, now the light is up here, that desert barren land that's left on the surface up here, that's APAP. So don't overthrow an APAP is right. I was saying about Bobby, he had it mixed up. He was looking at it as he thought it was like a male chauvinist perspective, but it was like, no, APAP is the version of APAP isn't the great mother. It's a condition of the mother. The negative condition you don't want. It's just another way of saying a greedy bitch, or another way of saying a dried out woman, dehydrated, or APAP would be a condition. But we ain't gotta say just a woman. It's a condition. APAP is basically be synonymous with dehydration. Dehydration leads to anger, ugliness, because it dries your skin out, and you know how the skin looks when it's all dry. Your joints lock up. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Tin Man needs oil, even though that's not water, but you get what I'm saying. Take my cool off for a minute. But anyway, when this goes, this from a bird's eye view would be the opposite of this. It'd be in darkness. This would be the underbelly of this. But just continue. I can't find shit right now. I'll go dark with it. Once the light floods, that's dark surface, it'll turn into this, and then when all this light, after this fully floods, then it starts to retract, just like the ladder. When this retracts, this will become the APAP, or the swallow of the light, that last border. So when that last magnetic pull from that border right here draws all the light this way, it leaves this empty and barren, dry. All the water is frozen. All the water that rolls up this way to create the moon is frozen as the moon, or in the moon. And the water that's in the guts of the earth that would all the water that would end up. So when all this goes up, when each one of these spears swallow up and go up in the hill, the lack of heat creates this low degree of temperature. So this here freezes and becomes the moon. All the water that rolls with the light, the water can't rise above this right here. This is the highest the water can go. So when the light shoots up here, this freezes up on the top. The surface level is dry, barren. That represents poor, poverty, negation, APAP, soot, desert, and all the water that was down here that sweated off from the melanin. Because remember, water, all this water came from the precipitation of the moisture from the melanin that was leaking down. So it precipitated up here, and when the melanin was leaking out here to create the flanks of the earth, the light was digging tunnels or springs or wells. That's where your wells and your springs come from. And the melanin, instead of precipitate, it was sweating off of the melanin and falling into those pockets of water that create the spring water. But when all this goes up, it freezes down here. So it's dry, barren, you can't drink it because it's frozen. So it's APAP. Now dig this. The pilgrims, right? Now, I'm gonna show you some shit about the pilgrims. I don't know if the other video, because I did this. I think the last video, the other video I did it on, didn't make it. I don't think I never made it back to this subject. Shout out to my Pisces too. Like I said, Pisces sit right across from Virgo in the zodiac thing. So that would be my twin sign or whatever, the other side, the other half of my sign. Virgo, house of bread, wheat, sheaf. Pisces, fish. Jesus fed the people with what? Fish and bread. A loaf of bread and 2 fish, something like that. Just more evidence that this shit is real to the field if you need it. And I am a Virgo. So, now watch this. Now the pilgrim shit, I'm gonna go ahead and get y'all this shit right now. Pilgrims are not. This is the pilgrim right here. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, let's go with Graham. Graham, unrelenting, and rigid. So in the last days of winter, I go ahead because it's really winter all together. But we usually think of pilgrims. That's why pilgrims and you think about it. That's why we don't start talking about pilgrims and shit till November or when the sun is going into the winter. That's the beginning of the winter. Or when it's starting to make its way towards the dead of winter or whatever. After the fall, or in the fall, but it's going into the dead of winter or whatever. It's going into the grim ages. Okay, let me show you. So this would be summer, right? Summer's when the sun is at its high, burning at its highest degree, right? This would be the light at its highest degree. All this is up. All the lamps are set up, causing the surface level. Right, so this would be all the lights lit up, and then the surface level would be full of light. That's summer. So it'd be like this on the surface, with all the lights lit up, like this right here. Once this disconnects from here and all these go up, this becomes the fall. So it's falling upward. There's the contradiction shit again. So this would be equivalent when all these lights start retracting, when the light starts to get lesser, just like when the sun goes into the fall, the light begins to lessen. So this would be the fall. Boop, 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 and all that light down here is retracted that way. So when all the light comes up here and shoots out this way, and all this goes up, and this freezes up, this becomes winter. Which is different, because see, try this the yin and yang shit again, because this, usually when the sun, now, see, after the creation process was finished, summer takes place when the sun is at its, winter takes place when the sun is below the earth. But in the creation process, it's the flip side. The sun is all the way, when the sun is up here, all the light is at its high position. Highest in the position most northerly to the newly created earth is winter. So when all this goes up, the sun is above the earth, but it's winter on the earth or in the earth because it's cold, grim, and barren, rigid. This represents the rigidness. That's why the sun has to come down here and boom, and then when it lifts it up, it unblocks each one of those chakras. The rigidness of the chakra. When the sun hits this hill and it starts to go up, those pockets of frozen waters break up, start creating spring waters and loosening up a little bit the soil and all that rigidness down here. It's the hard rigidness. That's why when the light, when this goes up, because salt, sulfur, and salt, sulfur, and something else. But when this goes up, the light that meets right here with the melanin creates a white powder. That's the salt. And all the grains and shit or whatever that creates the sperm or whatever. or your body, it would be the sperm. So salt, dehydration, APAP, these things bring about hunger. These things bring about angry temperaments or whatever. They make it hard to function on a mental level. That's why when you see homeless people on the street and shit, that's why they come off as you can't necessarily say you know what unless you go and actually talk to them. They may come off as a little off or whatever because even just not taking showers, being able to take a shower regular has a fucked up effect on the temperament of you. And I know about that shit when I went through my little phase or whatever. I remember seeing my homegirl and shit. I didn't want to give her a hug. I was fucked up. I took a bath in a couple of days and shit. But that shit, once you go without taking a bath, when you finally take one, if you ever was to go a while without taking I have to take a shower and shit, you finally take one, you will feel the fucking relief that it has on you because you moisturizing the skin or whatever. That's why sometimes I might have a headache or whatever, and it might be a slight headache, and I go get in the shower, take a shower, and then the headache will either go away or alleviate. 9 times out of 10, it depends on because that 9 times out of 10, if I got a headache, it's because I ate some salty shit or something. So it's dehydrating the body. So I have to take some type of headache medicine, and then that bath would be that shower would be the finishing touch on knocking the headache all the way out, because it all goes together. But this grim, unrelenting. So that's hard. You're talking about the hardening of the heart. When Moses, that's why all this shit is relevant. That's why when Moses was battling the Pharaoh and shit, that's why his heart kept hardening. He was unrelenting in his tyranny or whatever. That's like people. When you trying to, people that don't, it's hard hit, they don't want to listen, or they just feel like everything they say is right. You don't get to talk to them with them. More and more you talk to them, the more and more they just gonna harden up and keep. They not listening to understand. They listening to debate. That's why dealing with somebody that temperament is a waste of time to even. Once you see they ain't trying to understand, which is see things from your perspective or empathize at least for the moment. Talking to them is irrelevant. Talking to them is irrelevant because that's what the Pharaoh shit was representing. It's just the heart that they ain't gonna do nothing but keep on hardening their heart or they heart. That's the real version of hard head. A hard headed, somebody that's too hard to learn. They don't wanna. They are trying to learn for whatever reason. Whether they look at you and don't think you worth shit, they don't think you. I say most people, a lot of people who operate from the root chakra. If you don't have no money or if you're not successful financially, because that's the only thing they can. Because they living in the animal nature. Only thing you ever seen an animal with a book in his hand trying to learn some knowledge and shit? Or they ain't supposed to. They're supposed to be doing what the fuck animals supposed to do. But humans, we have an animal part of us too. That's why the Sphinx in Egypt is the beast at the bottom, and it's a head on the top. It's a human head on the top, because you're supposed to have a human head. The human head represents the higher self, mastering the lower self. The lower self is the beast, the food. That's the animals don't worry about shit, but food and shelter, and whatever else the fuck they run around doing or whatever. Don't think about who the fuck knows. But you as a human, you're supposed to have another part of you. That's why we got technology and knowledge and figure out shit, because somebody was sitting around and thinking about more than just. It wouldn't be no call if everybody just sat around thinking about no fucking just how we gonna make the next buck, or if the only thing people were concerned about was eat what they gonna eat, how to make $1, how to keep a roof over their head. Cause that's most people. That's all they care about. Once they get that shit taken care of, it ain't never entertainment after that. They watch TV and listen to some music and shit. They're not thinking about nothing else. It's me. for one, food, clothing, and shelter, you gotta do that anyway. And I like entertainment too, but I like to learn too. So I'm just entertainment, the priority, food, clothing, and shelter, entertainment, but not in this order, but in figuring out shit like how the fucking universe came into fruition, as I've showed you on numerous occasions. So, but I wouldn't be able to do that. That's the only thing I gave a fuck about was how many dollars I can accumulate. But a lot of people that operate from that level, it's just the only thing that, because we hell bent on the survival level. We was reduced to that, but that's a part of the struggle. When you say you want to be free from the white man and free to liberate your mind, part of liberation is freeing yourself from just thinking everything is physical, because your true power lies in spirituality. But you're not gonna get there if you can't. If your heart is hardened, and the only thing you can think about is this shit down here, food, sex, and all this shit, the lower shit, you ain't gonna get up here. Your heart gonna be hard. You gotta unblock all that shit so you can hit that, and your conscious level raise up here, and you can function as a god or a divine being or Buddha, Christ, Ayatollah, whatever the fuck you want to call the shit. Most people don't do that though. That's why when you not on your shit financially or whatever, they don't even want to hear what you're saying. Or that's what I was saying the other day. Most people, when they get bread or get a lot of money, they figure that's all life is about. Well, I got millions now, and I can just do the. You can't tell me shit. My bills is paid, so. But it ain't what a buck stops at. So you trying to tell somebody that's on their feet, and I'm fucked up, and I'm trying to financially fucked up, but me trying to teach them some knowledge. They be looking at this shit like, well, you ain't got no money, so it can't be too much because you ain't even got no money. And it's like, it's not about the fucking money, it's about the fucking knowledge. Yeah, I heard people say it before, well, your spirituality must not be working for you. You ain't got no money. That's the test, stupid. You think that's the test for you niggas, stupid niggas like you who think like that. That's the test for you, ho. Oh, so you think if you don't have no money, the shit he's saying ain't relevant. So you'll miss the message. You'll miss a message. That's how the spirit works. The spirit will send somebody to you who may not be doing the best financially. And if you think this shit is all about money, even the fucking Bible tell you that it's just bigger than money. Niggas still don't get. I be like, damn, how you into the Bible and shit? You go to church, but you still think that every money is there. You still even judge a man based off his pockets. So, motherfucker, well, you ain't got no money, so that must not be working for you. And it's like hogwash. It's fucked up. But anyway, grim, unrelenting, rigid. See, I'm telling you about being rigid in your thinking. Go back to Thank God It's Friday. Go back to Thank God It's Friday. Those the main focus in there. That rigidness, being rigid in your thoughts. You have to be able to, like, that's why Bruce Lee say, like, be like water. Bruce Lee. Take the R, turn it to an L. That would be blue sea, water. Bruce, B-R-U-C-E. Take the R, turn it into an L. Blue sea, the great blue sea, Lee, water. Be like water. Be able to be not sexually fluid, because I don't need you niggas get to thinking fluid in your thoughts. Being able to turn things and see things from even if you end up where you might start out thinking one thing. Maybe you want to test if you're right. Look at the shit from every angle, just like the sun revolves around the earth, or the earth revolves, spins in a 360 so that the sun can shine on it from every angle. That's how you're supposed to view life and certain topics. You're supposed to treat the topic like earth. Your mind's the sun, spinning from every angle to study it, to see what's really going on with it. And know it from every fucking angle, or as many angles as you can turn them up. And if you end up to where if you think one thing, and you're like, let me make sure. You might turn it around and you might end up saying, okay, I was wrong. Or you might be like, well, I look at it from every angle I think I can, and I was right. Or I don't see nothing to make me think otherwise. That's right. At least give the shit a shot. Some niggas don't do, some people don't do that. They just, like, no, bitch, turn it around. But anyway, grim, unrelenting, rigid. 2, the second definition, uninviting and unnerving in aspect. Ghastly, sinister, dismal, gloomy, ferocious, savage. Did I say dismal, gloomy? Being poor, poverty-stricken, negation, thirsty, hungry, not knowing when your next meal gonna come from, all that shit. That is grim. That's fucking. That's gloomy. About when you don't have no fucking money, you sad as fuck. Because we identify the money with the shit we need to eat. So even so with the shit we need to survive. So it's hard to be jolly when we ain't got no fucking money and shit. So not saying it's impossible, but it's hard because you trying to. That's what I tell my kinfolk. It's hard for me to make beats and shit when I broke or it's just when I don't have no money. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get my next meal and shit. This is back because I'm trying to fucking make a beat or write a fucking rhyme in the back of my mind. I'm like, man, what the fuck? What am I eat later on and shit? And probably ain't doing the best that I can at the fucking beat shit or the rhyme because I'm hungry. I'm famished. You ain't at your best when you hungry and shit. You're not yourself when you're hangry. Shit. Fucking idiot, man. Anyway, man, so unrelenting. So that's why when this is hard, all this shit, when that goes up, the earth freezes, it's in the dismal state, the wicked state, the dismal, wicked, cold, barren, the wicked forest. This is all hard because it's at rest and petrified. Petrified means to come to a hard resting state, coagulation. So the sun has to come down here and boom, hit this shit hard, and it has to lift up and push the rigidness. This is the rigidness. It has to bust up. This has to be pushed up and went and forged in fire. The sun sits here. That's the whole thing of hell. Helios. Hell and sun is the same thing. Helios. This is hell. Helios. It has to go through hell or be forged through the fire. Each chakra has to be forged through the fire or pushed up, so that because there's some light in this shit too, but it's coagulated. It has to. This pushing up and being forged in the fire corresponds to the unblocking of the chakra, so your kundalini can run up. Only difference is your kundalini will be running up your spine, as opposed to this, where the earth is running into the fire. The fire, kundalini fire, runs up. The sun fire sits here, and the actual spine of the earth goes up. And each one of these are forged in fire and shoots out as light. It becomes a spear in its own orbit. So you have 7 spears. Then the earth lands on when the earth shoots into its orbit, it lands on the 3rd spear. So the 3rd spear, or the 3rd rock from the sun, or the 3rd chakra, would shoot out. And then the earth, when the earth shoots out, the 3rd chakra, the 3rd spear, or that blue chakra, when the earth lands in its orbit, the blue chakra lands right here in the center of it. So, but this is the grim, the pill, the wheels of light, the pills, the little pills, them 7 pills, the grim. This is the grim state. Age to age. That's why dehydration ages you. Your skin gets dried and crackly, it cracks up. Because that's the pilgrim age. Old man winter. This is winter. When the sun, after that process takes place and the earth goes into its orbit, when the earth gets to a position, like this, say this is the fall, and the sun is right here. When the earth goes up here, and the sun is below the earth, that's old man winter age. Pilgrim age. The pilgrim age. The grimness of it all, and the aging. Old man winter, Chronos. Say Chronos eats his kids and swallow a rock. this Kronos eating the kids. Then he say, uh, this white put a rock in it. He spit the rock out. The rock is the fiery sun when it comes out. Hits that there pilgrim age. That's what the fucking real pilgrim shit is. I don't know what the fuck that other shit they talking about. Fucking white guys with muskets and shit. And that may be a thing too. Don't get me wrong. Or maybe those was the Bubba with the Jews. Because they got the same type of gear going. But I just wanted to get there, make sure I got that up. The pilgrim age, the pilgrims, the penguins. Goddamn boys in the hood. Alright, so let's get back to some relationship shit. And yeah, I think this East meets West thing I'm gonna do gonna be fire because that goddamn Malik the 5-foot freak just came through to remind me to put him in the game, coach. 10.5. Oh, shut up. Boss, I'm on your couch now. You gotta see this furniture. That's one of my favorite podcasts ever. And the way that nigga said on the video, he just shit. That nigga there, man. That boy, they'll say, boy, he was nigga. I got Siemens furniture. Goddamn fight, dog. Yeah, that boy just came through like, hey, man, Malik, I got you, baby. I know it. Once I heard Malik, I already knew what it was. I already know. I ain't gonna forget. I got a damn motherfucker. That boy, you gonna see it too. So you think I'm talking? You gonna? He's just bumping. Oh, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see something else too. I'm gonna show you some shit I did. I thought it was Pocket first. Then baby girl said, no, that's you. Weirded me out. Understandable though. You'll see. Oh, you'll see. So now, let's get back to the relationship thing. Take my glasses off. I gotta read. So, now when I was left off there yesterday I was talking about the Donnell Jones song, right? So, but that's how they gotta be though, because that's how I was with a baby girl when I was going on them dates. It was like, basically, he's like, give me some time, I could be the man you need. Now, I wasn't saying it in my mind, but that's how I was functioning. Like, damn. And I was trying to just really make a distinction of whether or not I was ready or not. And then he said, I got a lot of lust inside of me. We've been together since our teenage years. Now, me and her ain't been together. I'm just using this as an example. This, me and my homeboy or whatever. But we knew each other since high school. We ain't been together. And it ain't got nothing to do with a lot of lust. I've been mastered that shit. It's called jail. Well, really before jail because, I knew how to control my lust and know how to keep it in a place that would keep me from cheating and shit before I got locked up. But a lot of lust shit, especially post-jail, definitely ain't the case. Because once I went to jail, see, my mind different. When I went to jail, it's like my subconscious mind is a beast. When I went to jail, my sex drive said, and rightfully so. Because ain't no need to be running around that motherfucker with no, first and foremost, you deprived of sex. You can have sex still though, because you get one of them guards down there. Or you can do the other thing, not my cup of tea at all. Like I say, a nigga sit down next to me and take his shoes off too fast. The fuck is you doing, nigga? You slow down, buddy. Nigga, I don't fuck around on no level. I just can't see how. To each his own, though. I'm not knocking gay people, whatever, do your thing. That shit is typhing, though. That is devil shit. That's even in the mythology, though. And attacking you or saying you need to change or whatever. It's just your like I say, it's cool gay people out there. Shit, I don't want to shit on nobody. But I'm just saying, not my cup of tea. But that's why them niggas be, a lot of niggas go, because I seen some, like I said, remember I told you the story about when my homeboy went to, when he ended up going to that school that was predominantly white. He said maybe in the locker room, the white boys used to play the gay game and shit, touching on each other's booty and slapping each other's dicks and all kind of wild shit. We didn't do that. But when in the free world, as far as at our school and shit, which was black for the most part, but it's mixed. So our school's real eclectic to be for the most part. You got everything: Asians, Indians, blacks, whites, Mexicans. We had a little bit of everything. So it wasn't everybody. It was big enough for everybody to have their own little pockets or whatever. But we didn't do that down there. We frowned on that at Princeton. When I went to jail, that shit is. They was doing the shit. The niggas in there, everybody really, well, not everybody, but every race, not just black people. That was just a thing in there. So it's like, I wasn't where I went. It wasn't niggas wasn't getting butt raped and. My homegirl said, "Did they do it to you?" And I was like, "Hell no." I was telling the same thing, Poxy. I said, "Man, you probably wouldn't be talking to me now, baby. Because somebody would be dead in the motherfucker, and I'd be behind some 24-hour lockdown shit. Somebody would have died. You better believe I ain't going like that, bitch. I'm the biggest nigga in the world, but boy, you better believe there's repercussions for fucking me. Like, I'm gonna kill your bitch ass. I ain't going. Cause ain't nothing after that. What's the lose? Shit." So I tried to tell her like, no, but it wasn't that thing, and that ain't even. I don't know what's going on now because shit be changing, but even that was by the time I got to the penitentiary you still got your units and shit little spots where shit is a little rougher than others, but if I had to give an analysis based off of where I was at, everywhere I went pretty much was laid back, but even from reports of people who came from other places, just the whole gumbo of it all, you would hear people say, "It ain't, you lucky it ain't like it was in the," not me, this nigga be talking about, it used to be worse back in the 80s and the early 90s and shit. It was kind of toned down a little bit. Now it's pretty much, well, if you living that life, you living that life by choice. Not saying, there's still another savage rape shit going down there, but at least where I was at, that wasn't happening like that. But to take it back just from the county, I'm seeing niggas. I'm talking about niggas I know from the streets. Now they not. In so many words, damn like a precursor to them going down there and fucking with them boys. This talking about niggas did this shit, play the gay games and shit. So these niggas be playing. It's called the gay games, but. I guess I should go back and say a lot of truth is said in jest because some shit, I'm not playing no gay games, period. No talking gay, touching, none of that shit. And it's levels too. Some niggas just talk the gay shit, and some niggas be actually touching. And I've seen some niggas, you might as well just be gay. Some niggas went, his partner was in the bathroom, in the shower, this nigga went and dragged his partner up the ass and shit. Right, he was naked. I'm like, those are not games, bro. Y'all are taking it there. Man, there's some sick shit going on. I had to tell one of my partners, he was in this. I said, bro, bro, why you? I said, what you on, bro? I'm like, bro, what if they had a camera in here? What if your girl? What would you tell your girls you caught you doing this? They not gonna understand. I was like, me, I know you ain't gay, bro, because I understand what's going on in here, and I know that it's the fucking majority shit. Niggas be wanting to fit in and do what everybody doing because it's a cool thing. They think it's a cool thing to do. That's when trying to be cool is niggas go too far. I had to pull my positive side like, bro, I fuck with you. I know you from the world. Well, kinda. I didn't know him. Like, I seen him around the world. We never really hung out in the world. I tell my partner, I'm like, bro, are you gay, bro? I'm like, nah. I'm just playing. I'm like, why would you do that then? I was like, man, see, here I understand niggas play this shit or whatever. I said, but whatever your gal saw that, they don't understand. You go to the free world with that shit, they ain't gonna understand the gay game. But we just play it to pass time. No, they gonna be like, bitch, you know how to get your butt played with? Yeah. I have to tell them, I'm like, bro, you tripping. Like, the each on. I wasn't down on a crusade. Hey, man, y'all just stop. The niggas do what they do. But him, that was my partner. I didn't know he was playing the type of shit until I seen it. I had to, pull him to the side. He was a little younger than me, so I had to talk. He's one of my partners. I had to say, bro, You tripping. So, but what it be is, especially in the county, because when I was in the county, I was in the youngster team. Before I got to, when you turn 21, that's when you go to the, when you turn 21, that's when you go to the old school tank, or what's considered old school tank. 21 ain't no fucking old school. We call it the older tank or whatever. But I got my time and got shipped off to the penitentiary before I went over there. Before I was able to go over there, so I spent most of my county time was in the youngster tank. So you got a lot of young niggas who probably never had no pussy before, coming up in that bitch. I ain't had enough pussy. So they coming up, hormones, raising, jumping off the bounce off the wall. Probably ain't never fucked, ain't fucked enough. So they hormones was going crazy and shit. So these niggas grabbing their ass and all kind of wild shit, nigga. And these supposed to be straight niggas. Niggas sitting down. Hey, one nigga from the hood, he from the hood and shit. They sitting, in the bed with this other nigga and they talking. And you would think niggas getting away with this shit because we're not getting away with it. You think it's a gay. And I'm like, no, this is mother shit right here. This nigga sitting, he got his hand in the nigga butt cracking. I'm like, man, what the fuck is this nigga just sick? Man. But then you come at me, oh, I ain't gay, we just be playing. I ain't no fucking playing, man. You get your fucking finger in this nigga crack it. Get the fuck out of here, man. You nigga fucked up. But see, I'm the opposite of them niggas. See, them niggas shit turn up. That shit was like, it's like some of my mind said, okay, we ain't gay. We're gonna probably be here for a minute. Ain't gonna be able to get no pussy. We might as well just turn it on down. I was more up here. So I should probably roll up and I was more up here. We didn't pay attention to down here because we knew, of course you gotta get the duty books and shit, do your thing. You don't want pressure build up, but jack off and shit. But yeah, but for the most part, and that kind of fucked me up too when I came home, because when I came home, by me being so much up here, trying to make a living, or I suffer from the physical level because I escaped just knowing the nigga wasn't gonna be able to be sexual. It's like all my energy raised into my head or whatever, which was needed too, because that's how I learned all the shit and went through this quickening or whatever. So it's like all my energy went up here. But when I came home, I was having issues with physical shit, trying to, make a living and shit, jobs and shit. It took me a minute to like reacclimate into the physical side of things as far as working and all that shit. Job interviews and all that shit. It was like I could see where that where it took its toll at right there. But yeah, man, them niggas was down there wild. But I was just saying that to say that wasn't my thing. A lot of look, I know how to control myself down there. Like I'm still sexual though. My shit work. I ain't no fucking dead man down there. I should work. It work when it's supposed to though. Like I don't, when you young and shit, when you first go through puberty and shit, you supposed to be. Well, I'm now knowing what we're doing now. In our ancient time, we had our own culture. Those rites of passages were to check that energy so it wouldn't be out of control. But since we don't have the rites of passages, now our shit be like we be in school and shit. All it takes is that girl with the big butt to get up and walk to the pencil sharpener and they go, you sit in class looking at the fine ass teacher or you daydreaming about some sex and shit, and you get called on, hey, come to the board. You be like, oh, I got to help this nigga. You kind of walk funny and shit because you rocked up and all that sort of shit. But that's because that energy just fresh out of puberty and it's going out of control and shit. That's why we grabbing the girls on the butts and slapping girls' booties. But say, running around screaming, you got the cooties, slapping girls' booties. I can't remember the first. My boy, that's that damn Earl. But yeah, man. That wasn't the case. But I brought that song up because but one, it's a good ass R&B song. Bad motherfucker, classic. Two, via the song, the beginning of the song, he's demonstrated a mindset. Really, the whole song. I always say, "I'd rather leave than to cheat." That's the type of mentality you want to have. You don't want to. You got to start looking at how it's so many people in so many different ways of life, and so many people partaking in those ways of life. If you want to be a gigolo, there's women out there that's with it. It ain't. It's women out there who don't want to be locked down either. I'm saying it just comes from niggas. You can't be selfish. Like, it's selfishness. All this shit comes from selfishness. You either want it or you don't. You either want it. You can't say I want her to be mine forever, just exclusive to me. But I still want to go out. And women too. We ain't just talking about women because y'all, me, women do this shit too. So we're not just gonna put it out on the niggas. But cause that's all it boils down to. It's not. It's simple mathematics. It's not fucking hard. It's just a bunch of the main motherfuckers talking about this shit and complaining. And everybody that's sitting here talking about relationships. Shit. Well, men can do this, women do that. All the dumb motherfuckers that are selfish. Most because most people are of that mentality. Ain't that many niggas like me talking like I'm talking. The average motherfucker is, even if they say they not, because you know how motherfuckers be in denial. The average motherfucker is, I want my cake and want to eat it too. Everybody ain't like me. So even when you start having conversations about relationships on fucking his little podcast and whatever the fuck, TV shows and shit, that's why a bunch of stupid shit start coming out. But then it sustains, it's able to sustain itself because most motherfuckers are stupid. So they with the stupid shit too. The real niggas drowned out and shit. The voice in the wilderness. Like, I don't think, oh, fuck you. They start throwing gorillas. Making noises to drown him out. The stupid niggas. You be, hey man, you ever thought, the stupid niggas start making so much noise. You be like, I'm just trying to, well, all right, fuck you dumb niggas. Folly. Stupid motherfuckers, man. I'm tired of them shit. I'm not antisocial. I love doing what I'm doing right now, man. I love going out. Like I see everybody in the bar, I can just see myself put that Jack Daniels thing. And that ain't just a country song. It's in a country genre, but that is folk music too. That's when you hear that, woo, that's country, that's a blend. It's hip hop because he got it from your boy, I forgot the guy name, Jay Quan. Everybody, so that's the hip hop version. Everybody gets it. The chorus is hip hop, the cadence is country, but the track is more so folk music. That woo, that's forest wilderness type music. I'm trying to think of another song. That's like shit, was it One Republic? Not One Republic. They got a bad motherfucker too. One Republic. Go listen to the Count Star. I forgot the name of the name. That shit. Imagine Dragons. You want to step outside the hip hop box or R&B box? One Republic. Imagine Dragons. Avicii. Yeah. But what the fuck was I doing? Oh yeah, that's what I got. Oh yeah, I'll read this. We got 10 minutes left, so we'll come back in a minute. But that was a bad motherfucker though. Cause everybody in the bar, I can just that shit still give me vibes. I want to show you something about. Because niggas be talking about, well, money is the root of all evil. And my thing always is a little selfish because I always break shit all the way down. Like, I ain't saying what I didn't get. When I said selfishness is the root of all evil, it's not because I got it out of the book. I came up with that intuitively. But this book, this part of this book, and they're speaking about selfish motherfuckers with magic or selfish motherfuckers. How shit go wrong when selfish motherfuckers start using magic or using, tapping into the spiritual shit. Let me find this shit. But yeah, that's a bad motherfucker, man. I don't even know how that nigga look. Tell you how connected I am to a lot of shit, but I just heard the song before. motherfucker though. Everybody in the bar getting tipsy. Ooh. That's we folk music, sport, forest music. Ask somebody. You think I'm supposed to ask some real top-notch music people that know this shit? They'll tell you. It's just the cadence is country. The track is not necessarily country. That's why when I heard it, I was like, this shit country. I said, oh, okay, the cadence is country, but the way everybody in the bar, that's country, but the beat is more so some forest troubadour type shit. Where is this shit at? When I be needing shit, I wasn't looking for this shit. I'd be right up on it. And as soon as I start looking for shit, I can't even find them. Where is it? I was just looking for this shit too. Give me a minute. Let me find it. All right, let's see. Let me pause this. All right, now mind you, this is coming from Manly P. Hall, well-studied guy. I came to the same conclusion on my own though, because it was just common sense. If you're like, well, money's the root of all evil, I was like, no, you need money to live. It's the people that's greedy that will do you any kind of way over money that's fucked up. Let's see what this guy has to say. So this chapter is about ceremonial magic, and it's basically it starts off telling you how, and it keeps the dangers of the shit too. The dangers of perverting magic or being perverted with your shit, with perverted magic, and that's why that book I was telling you give you psychic self-defense. That's why I said real fucking people that's really worth their weight in gold when it comes to magic. They spend too much time worrying about their own shit. They even be having time to try to put some type of who's hicks on a nigga and shit, and worried about what this motherfucker doing. This shit ain't no thing, because that's the first thing people think when they think. That's why it's so spooky. It's such a spooky thing, because first thing you think, well, ain't no magic. Who's gonna put that woo-woo on me? Hoodoo on me? And all this old shit. And motherfuckers do that dumb shit, or do that shit, but it ain't about that. I say this shit is about, more so about, it's really about knowledge of self, and raising yourself up to the level of a magus. But let's see what he says here. Hold on 1 second. All right. This part is the theory and practice of black magic. Some understanding of the intricate theory and practice of ceremonial magic may be derived from a brief consideration of its underlying premises. First, the visible universe has an invisible counterpart. The higher planes on which are peopled by good and beautiful spirits. The lower planes, dark and foreboding, are the habitations of evil spirits and demons under the leadership of the fallen angel and his 10 princes. That's the lower self. Second, by means of this secret processes of ceremonial magic, it is possible to contact these invisible creatures and gain their help in some human undertaking. Good spirits willingly lend their assistance to any worthy enterprise. Good spirits willingly lend their assistance to any worthy enterprise. But the evil spirits serve only those who live to pervert and destroy. Remember that. Fourth, that's you motherfuckers blood in the spaghetti assholes. Fourth, true black magic is performed with the aid of demonical spirits who serve the sorcerer for the length of his early life, with understanding that after death the magician shall become the servant of his own demon. For this reason, a black magician will go to the inconceivable ends to prolong his physical life, since there is nothing for him beyond the grave. Remember that. The most dangerous form of black magic is scientific perversion of occult power for the gratification of personal desire. It's the most dangerous form of black magic is the scientific perversion of occult power for the gratification of personal power, personal desire. That's why one of the first things I learned when I started getting into magic is when you do things magically, do them for the benefit of not only yourself but the greater good of mankind as a whole. Bullshit as itself like the greater good of mankind includes getting the bullshit out the way. That's why Horus comes, or your boy comes, to flush the bullshit out. I don't have to sit around and I'm gonna put this. No, I just do some shit that's gonna do that contributes to the good of the earth. The good of the earth, doing good to the earth means getting the bullshit out the way. So that happens automatically. It's autopilot shit. I don't have to sit around and even if the motherfucker I know it's the enemy, I don't have to. No, bitch. I do a protection ritual and keep doing my other shit. Whatever. And I can't protect it, really. Yeah, anyway. My hip, motherfucker. The eye horse is on my hip. That's why it's on my thigh. That's why I said in the Bible, even in the Bible, it say his name. It is really from the book Come For by David. It said, he will come with his name written on his leg. Lord of Lord, King of King. The eye horse is Christ. That's hieroglyphic for Heru, who is Christ. So I'm not the nigga to fuck with in so many words when I'm telling you in code, not in code and translate that. I'm not the nigga to fuck with on no level. I don't even like to talk battle magic, but you want to talk battle magic, you'll be fucked up, and I won't know. He did what? Why would he do such a thing? I don't even know that guy. Yeah, just whatever. He's all fucked up now. Oh, that ain't my fault. The way it is. Niggas fall on their own swords. Believe that shit. So, it's less complex and more universal form. It's less basically what he's saying right there is, to put it simple, it's less complex and more universal form is human selfishness. For selfishness is the fundamental cause of all worldly evil. A man will barter his eternal soul for temporal, fleshly, temporal power, and down through the ages, a mysterious process has been evolved which actually enables him to make this exchange. In its various branches, the black arts includes nearly all forms of ceremonial magic, necromancy, witchcraft, sorcery, and vampirism. Under the same general heading are also included mesmerism, and hypnotism, except when used solely for medical purposes. And even then, there is an element of risk for all concerned. So the demonism of the Middle Ages seem to have disappeared. There is an abundant evidence that in many forms of modern thought, especially so-called prosperity, psychology, willpower building, metaphysics, and systems of high-pressure salesmanship, black magic has been merely passed through a metamorphosis, and although its name be changed, its nature remains the same. I'll give you. So when it says high pressure salesmanship, I'm gonna show you what kind of magic that is. I learned this in high school. You ever heard of subliminal program or subliminal messages? Which is what they use. That's why movies are their oppressors' biggest weapon against you, because they subliminally program. Now you know how the mind works. That's why breaking down movies. That's why when you see me breaking these movies now, learn how to do the shit too. That's how you keep from the motherfuckers programming you, because that's how you catch shit. When you look at the underlying parts of the movie or the shit that they ain't saying, then you can catch shit. Oh, they tried it right there. Oh, let me get that. You see, they did this right here. That's why I be doing it. That's why them dummies was talking about what good is breaking down movies gonna do? Because that's they fucking been one of their major ways of attacking you, dumb. You ever seen it? Man, look, when Menace to Society came out, it came out on the first movie theater I went to was called, we used to have a theater called New Line Cinema. You got the mall on one side of the freeway. You got 610. You got the mall on one side of the freeway, and it's a bridge that take you to the. It ain't there no more, but that was the first one I ever went to. At least I think that's when I remember going to see Freddie out there, which was New Line Cinema for that. New Line Cinema. Look at my stories on Instagram. That's why my shit. That's why I use the New Line Cinema for my little thing or whatever. But and not saying that the Hughes brothers did this, because they very well was just trying to show you a story. How you know how this whole shit, the ghetto don't. That's why they show you the fucking message and don't. It's basically trying to show you what's going on and how to avoid the bullshit. But so I'm not saying that they was putting this out to cause violence, but I remember when that movie came out, the big shooting at New Line Cinema theater, that theater right there. Because motherfuckers went in that bitch and saw this movie and got crunk up off the movie. Oh shit! And they said how many niggas out their head kicked in watching Kane stomp a nigga out. I'm not saying it's just entertainment. I'm not blaming the movie because, like I said, you can't blame the motherfuckers need to raise their kids right, for one. Two, motherfuckers need to have a sound mind where you can go and watch an action movie and not come out. You know, even as a kid, you go watch a kung fu movie, you gonna come out, everybody was kung fu fighting, but you leave it there. We not, you can learn from the shit, even get a little gangster shit for it, but it ain't gonna, you stupid enough to go shoot a nigga because you watched the movie. You have some inventory to do. Let me stop right here and we'll be back.